Today we'll be starting year number 5 here in the Golden State Warriors MyNBA franchise here on NBA 2K25 as we get set with the first portion of the season today. Through the offseason, we wanted to keep this core together. I feel like this group is close to getting over the hump. We're the only team in the Western Conference who's given the Spurs real trouble over the last couple of years. We did make some additions, though, bringing back a familiar face in Adem Bona. We also added Peyton Pritchard to give ourselves some guard depth with D'Angelo Russell leaving for the Clippers. And we do have an extra roster spot, so I think we're going to look at Alex Caruso, get another grown-up in the building, a guy who's won a title. He's not going to play for us this year, but gets another veteran. The starting lineup is going to be the exact same that we had to finish last year, with Rolog at the 1, KJ at the 2, Kuminga at the 3, Jabari Springer at the 4, and Evan Mobley at the 5, with Antoine Salis leading the second unit. As you can see, I've changed some of the appearances around. Jabari Springer's rocking the goggles because he looks too much like his dad. I needed to make them different in some way. I already can see the comments. I know I'm going to get questions about how I gave him the goggles, so this is what I ended up doing. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to download the player DNA for Braxton Lee Carter from last year's draft class. He was a player made by a subscriber. Shout out Frank. I was able to download his DNA, put it in the draft class. You're going to want to import appearance, but keep the attributes for the player you want to give the goggles to. And then from there, all of his vitals are here as Braxton Lee Carter. But I would switch his position and his size to match up with Jabari Springer. And as you can see, the ratings are the exact same as what Jabari Springer had. But the name, appearance, age, all of that currently belongs to Braxton Lee Carter. So I recorded a separate video of all of Jabari Springer's information, his name, his facial features. I wanted to make it look exactly like him, even as much as making the tattoo the exact coordinates and the exact size that it was previously, because I'm a perfectionist sicko and I needed to look exactly the way I did previously. So I was able to make this player look the exact same as Jabari Springer. Every facial feature is the exact same, size, position, the tattoo, everything is identical to Jabari Springer. So he's going to look the exact same, minus the changes I made to his hair and whatnot, but now he has the goggles. So that's how you do it. It's a little bit of effort, but 2K never wants to make things easy for us. This is what the rest of the rotation looks like. The rookies aren't really going to get minutes yet because Romero Birkin was very inefficient in the Summer League, and Ramon Hodge broke his foot. But hopefully those guys can get some more playing time as the year goes along. As for free agency across the rest of the NBA, Devin Booker returned to the Nets. Kind of obvious. He just won a title here. He just won the Finals MVP. Why would he leave? But there were some big movers. The Pistons ended up signing Kawhi Leonard. They wanted to add a second star to join forces with Cade, Ron Holland, and Asar Thompson. The Knicks, who we thought were tanking, signed Ja Morant, and then they traded for Jalen Williams. The Thunder and the Celtics really wanted to shake the deck, so the Thunder traded both J-Dub and Chet Holmgren, Chet going to Atlanta. The Thunder roster is now a better fit around Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and they've added 5 first-round picks in the process. The Celtics, meanwhile, sending Jaylen Brown to the Grizzlies. They lost Ja Morant. They wanted to add a second star, and the Boston roster now fits a little bit better with Jason Tatum and Everest McLeon. I was kind of surprised to see us 14th in the power rankings. I think they're underrating us a little bit. Although it feels like they picked teams out of the hat. Like, how are the Clippers in 9th? They had, the second or third worst record last year? And look at some of the teams below us. The Pacers at 15, the Nets at 18. Those two teams led the NBA in wins. NBA.com and Eric's power rankings are always the exact same. And then 2K Sports is just all the big market teams being propped up. Like, yeah, the Lakers roster looks good, but how are they number 1? How are you going to put the Nets, who are a big market team playing in New York, number 23. So I'm going to try not to get too worked up by the power rankings, but I think 14th is kind of the bad spot for us. This is the exact same team who got a 4 seed in a loaded Western Conference, beat the Thunder in the first round, and battled with the Spurs despite basically our entire team being hurt. So that'll set us up for our opener against the Utah Jazz, who are certainly one of the more interesting teams in the NBA, given that they finally made the leap, at least through the first half of last year, before falling off a cliff. They went from 3rd at the trade deadline to the 10 seed by the end. They felt like they needed to make a needle-moving trade, which is why they added Trae Young, who's on his 4th team in 5 years. I think he fits nicely with this group, featuring Martin Sifa, a big 4th year upcoming for the former number 1 overall pick. And other young guys like Yontair Kingsley, Samuel Queen, the former number 1 pick entering his 2nd year, Kasparas Balsavicius, and of course Norwood Nobles, last year's Rookie of the Year, who's dealing with a migraine and will not play. in this game. So the Jazz will be without arguably their best player from a year ago. Noble's had an awesome rookie season for them, the third overall pick from Minnesota, but unfortunately we will not get to see him today as he works through this headache, and we'll see if Utah can replace him swiftly with Cody Williams taking his spot in the starting lineup. Season 5 has arrived for the Golden State Warriors, a team, in my opinion, it was legitimate title aspirations. We decided to run it back in the offseason. I really like the way the core is set up. And there wasn't a move for us that I felt like was appropriate to make. I think this team has shown they have what it takes to make big playoff runs. We were close to beating the super team Spurs 2 years in a row. Now, of course, you need a number one option, a go-to guy to truly win a title. This team didn't have that last year, and it's hard to project who that would be this year. But I think this group of guys really fits well together. Loggins, Burrell, Stokes, Kuminga, Springer, and Mobley in the starting lineup with Antoine Salice, like much of last year, leading the second unit. It's good to see everybody back healthy. It's good seeing guys like Mobley and Kuminga and Salice back on the floor as Mobley wins the tip and Season 5 is underway. The Warriors and the Jazz, a Golden State team competing for a title, a Jazz team looking to rebound after their horrible finish to the season last year. Jabari Springer with it, looking to back down on Keegan Murray. Fadeaway over Murray is good, and Jabari Springer gets the scoring started with our new 20-second shot clock. We're going to see more offense, a more high-paced game as Springer misses inside. Good defense by Murray and Yontair Kingsley. Williams in for the big man, Kingsley. The third-year man with the slam. Kingsley had a big offseason, and the Jazz are hoping he can really take a lead. Kajai Stokes with it. He gets open and drills the right wing three. Speaking of big off seasons, Kajai Stokes played really well for us in the playoffs last year. He was playing the entire game by the end, and he had a big off season himself. Trae Young gets around the screen, hits the three. Utah brings it within one. Here's Cody Williams looking for the screen from Martin Sifa. Gets some space, kicks, and fires from beyond the arc. Cody Williams kind of struggled to start his NBA career, but he's developed a little bit. I'm still a little bit surprised they brought him back. As Roman Loggins Burrell is in for the layup, that'll make it 10-8. Rolog's first points of the year. I'm expecting a big year 3 from Loggins Burrell. Stokes gets the screen, looking for another open three, and that one is good once again. Kajai Stokes really shot the three ball well in the playoffs, and his three-point rating went up to an A+ this offseason. Loggins Burrell with 8, matches up with Trae Young in isolation. Oh, this is too easy. This is lunchtime. I think our team matches up really well with Utah because all of our guards are big. Stokes, Roman, and Salice are all at least 6'5". That's a bad matchup defensively for Trae Young. Look at the lob! Keegan Murray up to Kingsley, and the Jazz take the lead. It's been a low-scoring start. Both offenses struggling out the gate as Murray misses, grabs his own rebound, and is in for the putback. Nice play there by Keegan. Pass is tipped into the hands of Kajai Stokes. The Warriors in a scoring drought. Kuminga, pump fake. Oh me, oh my! Jonathan Kuminga with the poster over Yontair Kingsley. Matching him up with Trae Young is just not fair. And Kuminga does the rest. Wide open slam, though, for Cody Williams, and Golden State's going to call a timeout, look to switch some things around, get Antoine Salice and some members of the second unit into the game. There's Adem Bona. Welcome back to Golden State. No good. Bona the rebound, and the putback. The raging Bona. We have missed him. A return for Adem Bona, who's on a one-year deal with a player option for the second season. Young for three over Salice. Good contest, but an even better shot. 21-19. Salice looking for the screen from Bona. Lets it fire from deep, and it is good. That time it does fall. A big year 4 for Antoine Salice, who's a restricted free agent at the end of the year. He's going to ask for a lot of money. We're going to have to figure out if he's worth it because realistically we probably cannot pay everyone. Salice hits the lefty floater. Nice move for the Frenchman. He's got 5 quick ones. Keegan Murray gets it over to Jarrett Allen. Long range 3 is good. The big man splashes it from around 28 feet out. Kasparas Balcevičius had a great summer league for the Jazz. Third-year pro misses, hailing from Lithuania. Here comes Antoine Salice on the drive. Layup is good. Salice looking impressive early. He had an up-and-down playoff run before, Chance Palermo tried to murder him, but he's looked good today. Here is Balcevičius with it. Screen from Murray. Kasparas Balcevičius for 3, and the lead is within 1. Here in the final seconds of the first quarter. with 4 seconds left. Here's Kuminga, gets a pretty good look from 3, but it's no good. And that'll do it for the first quarter. With the new 20-second shot clock, this is a pretty low-scoring start as we move into the second. Balcevicius in with the slam, counted on a foul, and 1. That is a really bad foul by Leonard Miller because he barely grazed him. I mean, he just touched his arm as Balcevicius was already sending down the dunk. At that point, just let him get the open slam. 30-28. Miller, deep 3, looking to make up for his bad foul, and he sure does. Miller struggled from beyond the arc in the postseason. Big year for him with his contract up at the end of the season. Bono was expecting drive. Murray misses the shot anyway. Bono with his 5th rebound. Golden State spreading it around quickly. That one is intercepted, though. Isaiah Collier. Here is Samuel Queen inside. Murray, layup, no good. Bono with the rebound as he loses the ball and is injured. Adem Bona banged up on the play as he was going for the rebound. It took us a whopping 12 minutes to have somebody hurt their hip. How fitting. This team will never play a fully healthy game, will they? Opening day is the one day a year where everyone is healthy, and we couldn't even get that with Ramon Hodge getting hurt in Summer League, and now this. As Kasparas Balcevicius is in for the layup. He's got the first 5 here in the second quarter for the Jazz. Open 3, no good for Jacoby Walter, signed to a 3-year extension despite his struggles after we got him last year at the deadline. Good ball movement, good shot by Isaiah Collier, a player who we actually briefly looked at signing, but ultimately opted for Peyton Pritchard instead, getting some veteran experience as Kuminga is in for the jam. 2 buckets for Jonathan Kuminga. Both of them are posters. This time, Balcevicius is the victim. 37-37. Here is Salis. Gets it over to Roman Loggins-Burl, looking for the screen from Miller. Rolog lets it fly from deep, and it's good. The guard play has been really impressive for the Warriors so far. Rolog, Stokes, and Salis have been our 3 best players to start this game. Samuel Queen up and in for the layup. A surprise #1 pick from the University of Florida. Had an up-and-down rookie season, and by getting Trae Young, they hope they can take some pressure off of him. Salis at the buzzer, no good. Miller the rebound. He's immediately intercepted by Sifa, and the Jazz are going to call a quick timeout. That means somebody's hurt for Utah. It's Jarrett Allen, as you can see. Roman Loggins-Burl with a really nice pump fake. Allen goes flying, and he lands awkwardly on, you guessed it, his hip. So both teams lose their backup centers, 2 of the best backup bigs in the league, within about 2 minutes of each other. Trae Young back in for Utah. He hits the 3. Obviously a dynamic weapon on offense. There's a reason why he coveted. But I see Prey on the other end of the floor as Sifa is there with the denial. I think that might have went off the glass. Samuel Queen with it on the drive with the jam. Queen may not look the part, but he is an impressive athlete, blowing by Peyton Pritchard. 46-42. Stokes on the drive. He will make the layup and has 11 early points. Has been quiet in terms of the other numbers, but is scoring well to start. Trae Young pull-up jumper. Jazz now lead by 4. Stokes gets it out to Loggins-Burl. Leaves Sifa in the dust and is in with the slam. Martin Sifa is super big, super long, super fast, but so is Roman Loggins-Burl as he makes the dunk. Cody Williams with it around the screen. Williams doubled inside. Martin Sifa with the slam. Really nice maneuver by the 4th-year pro hailing from France. As it's 50-46. Around the screen, Jacoby Walter for 3. Walter's efficiency through the final months of the regular season and the playoffs really were not great last year, and we're banking on him playing more like he did in Toronto. Trae Young making it look easy on one of the best perimeter defending guards in the league. 3-point game. Loggins-Burl in the corner. Salis for 3 off the mark. And there's another timeout for Utah. Somebody else is hurt for the Jazz. So on the previous offensive possession for Utah, Cody Williams is going for the rebound, and he gets slapped in the face. Obviously incidental by Jonathan Kuminga, but it looks like he hurt his eye. 52-49. Shot no good for Martin Sifa. Springer with the rebound. He might need to donate those goggles to Cody Williams. On the other end, layup is good. A slow start for Springer. I think he started the first quarter 1 for 5. We're hoping to get him rolling as it's a 1-point game. Trae Young with it. Trying to poke it away is Springer. Instead, he lobs it up for the big man. Jarrett Allen back in the game. Utah's being reckless playing Allen through an injury. I mean, it's game 1 of the regular season. It's not like it's a playoff game. It's literally the first game of the year. That's pretty stupid. Nice move by Kajai Stokes, taking advantage of the much smaller defender on him. Trae Young throws up a three, rattles out. Loggins-Burl with the rebound here with 40 seconds left in the first half. Loggins-Burl on the drive inside for the big man, Jabari Springer with the jam over Trae Young. 56-55. Here is Martin Sifa now with it for the Jazz. Looking for Jared Allen. He's got Trae Young matched up with Kajai Stokes. Ripped away and stolen by Stokes. Here comes Golden State. Stokes tries to lob it up, but it's intercepted by Martin Sifa. The Jazz in transition with 18. Young, his pass is intercepted by Salis. No lob. Let's just go for the quick dunk, and we'll add one more, and one for Roman Loggins-Burl, who would not make the free throw, and the lead is within one. Here comes Trae Young within in the corner. Cody Williams back in the game, matched up with Salis. Williams on the drive, floater, good look, will not fall. Golden State holds on to their lead going into the break, 57-56. A really low-scoring start for the 20-second shot clock. I kind of have a feeling we're going to be towards the bottom in terms of offense and in terms of pace, and we're going to probably be higher in terms of defense throughout the year because this team plays such a rugged, physical style of basketball. We've already seen 3 guys get hurt, which really is not ideal. Granted, 2 of them are for the other team. But I think that's just kind of how this team plays. That's sort of the identity that we have adopted. More power, more toughness, rather than finesse and quickness, as Roman Loggins-Burl hits the jumper to start the third. He had 13 points in the first half, as did Kajai Stokes and Antoine Salis. The 3 guards all playing very well. Springer inside, nice move over Yonter Kingsley, as it is a one-score game once again. Here's Martin Sifa with it. On the drive, nifty step back, and that one is good. Some of the few minutes we're going to get both Springer and Mobley on the floor together. With Bona out, we kind of have to be smart again, like the end of last year, with how we play the 2 of them. As the 3 is good for Trae Young. That'll give Utah the lead. 63-61. Loggins-Burl matched up with Young in isolation. In other words, we're getting 2 easy points. I mean, there's no way for Trae to match up with him. A 6'6", 6'7" guard with Roman Loggins-Burl's speed. Yeah, that's just a mismatch. We're going to go right back to it as he's in for the layup. 19 points on great shooting for Roman, as it is a 2-point game. Trae Young brings it up. He's got Keegan Murray. Murray on the drive, gets by Springer. Reverse layup is good. Keegan Murray, I apologize. I did not know you had that in your bag. 65-65. Here is Kuminga with it around the screen for 3. He was quiet in the first half. Really, all the bigs were quiet. This Utah team has so many good defenders in the front court, and that really showed here in this game. Martin Sifa over Kajai Stokes. That one will fall. 70-67. We're seeing some really good things offensively out of Martin Sifa today, as Yonter Kingsley is there with the jam. We are within 1. This game has been so competitive. Neither team has really held a big lead or a lead at all for very long. Salis tries to lob it up for Mobley, and it's tipped in. I mean, I don't know how that's not basket interference, but we'll take it. 2 points is 2 points. Mobley with a dime. Kuminga with the slam. 5-point lead, 75-70. Salis gets Kuminga around the screen. 3 is good. Jonathan Kuminga starting to heat up. He's got 8 points over the last couple of minutes, and this is one of our biggest leads of the game. We are up by 8. Sifa around the screen ahead of Loggins-Burl. Nice pass. Keegan Murray, more like Threegan Murray. He is wide open. We had to send help inside, but that gives Murray all the space in the world. 5-point game. Here is Jonathan Kuminga inside with a feed and a flush. Evan Mobley with the slam. He's been quiet offensively, but has been very solid defensively. Really, the one guy who I don't think has played a very good game is Jabari Springer, as he misses inside. Sifa all the way. Layup is no good. Allen with the rebound and the putback. Good contest originally by Salis. Salis and Sifa, both growing up in France, same draft class, very good friends, as Salis has it inside. Layup is good over Isaiah Collier, and Salis continues to have a very solid start to the season. 82-79. Here's Jabari Springer with it on the drive. Springer, layup is good. He's now in the double figures, as it is a 5-point game. Springer kind of struggled in the Summer League this year. I don't know why he was in the Summer League to begin with, but I see it's carried over a little bit. Good possession, good ball movement. Walter misses, but Springer is there with the putback. Now we're starting to see the Jabari Springer from last year. He's making some good plays on the glass and some good finishes inside. Balcevic is out to Isaiah Collier. 3 is good, and the Jazz are within 4. 86-82. Quick 3 for Romero Birkin, who has checked into the game. With the injury to Adem Bona earlier, we wanted to get Birkin some time. as the shot is no good for Queen. Final possession here for the Warriors. Salis at the buzzer. Bang! It's good! Antoine Salis for 3. His excellent season debut continues. The shot will count. 89-82 into the fourth. That was definitely our best quarter offensively. We really started to look more comfortable. The guards continue to play well, while everybody in the front court, Kuminga, Mobley, Springer, they all look quite a bit better. What the miss? Here's Kajai Stokes taking it all the way with the slam. 15 points for Stokes. I'm curious with his player progression if he's really going to be the star of this team. He was in the playoffs, but that was because Roman was banged up and Salis was out. With those guys healthy, will he still be the #1 scoring guard? As Leonard Miller connects on the 3, 8-point game. Salis on the drive. He's doubled, trying to get it up to Miller, but it's ripped away by Cody Williams. Williams looking to take it all the way himself, and he does. We tried to get Stokes in there, but he could not do it quick enough as Cody Williams makes the dunk. 6-point game. Stokes around the screen for 3. No good. Mobley jumping way too early for the rebound. And here comes Utah. Williams again. Pull-up jumper is good. And the lead is within 4. Williams' eye still hurting. Seriously, why didn't they give him like a face mask or something? What if he gets poked again? As Leonard Miller is in with the lob. A nice dunk over Cody Williams. I love how Cody Williams was so focused on protecting his face there, shielding it with his elbow, that he wasn't even really worried about the dunk. Off the miss. Balsavicius cherry picking. Too easy. He was by far ahead of the pack in transition. As he makes the layup, we are within 4. Here is Samuel Queen. No good. Good defense by Kajai Stokes. Here comes Golden State with under 7 to go. Stokes inside for the big man with the big slam. Evan Mobley with the dunk. 98-94. Here is Samuel Queen with it for the Jazz. Inside for Martin Sifa. Turnaround jumper is good. A friendly roll for Sifa, continuing what has been a really impressive season debut for the talented youngster. Jonathan Kuminga with it. Has the mismatch with Queen. Stokes is wide open, though. We'll take that shot. 18 points for Stokes. He has shot the 3 ball quite well in this one. 101-98. Loggins-Burl matched up with Trae Young. Too easy. All the way with the lefty slam. 23 points for Roman Loggins-Burl. 103-98. Trae Young for 3. Really good job there to be dribbling up the floor quickly. Loggins-Burl expecting drive, and then he just stops on a dime and hits the shot. Although Trae Young is hobbling around, I don't know when he would have gotten hurt. That's just going to make him even worse defensively, and we're going to take advantage. 25 for Loggins-Burl. Sifa inside, no good. Great defense by Roman Loggins-Burl, who continues to be probably our best player in this game. Stokes matched up with Trae Young. Light work. The one thing that Trae Young would have had going for him is the fact that he's pretty fast. But now that he's banged up, he's lost his speed. He doesn't have size. He doesn't really have length. So how is he supposed to guard? He's still going to be great offensively, though, as he is in with the Euro step and the floater. It's only a 4-point game. We've got to take advantage of this defensive matchup, as we're going to look to get Salis off the screen instead. Open 3 is good. How is that not a foul? It looked like Keegan Murray kind of hit him in the face. Nonetheless, it's an 8-point game with 3 minutes to go. Cody Williams floats it up. That one somehow goes in. Kind of an ugly motion, but, I mean, it does the job. Loggins-Burl brings it up. Let's get these guys in isolation. And let's take it all the way! The poster over Yontair Kingsley, who tries to send help. But when Roman Loggins-Burl is in the air, there's nothing that you can do. He's got 28 points. Under 3 to go. Springer matched up with Murray. Layup is good. Jabari Springer is just bigger and stronger than Keegan Murray. I wish he took more advantage of that matchup throughout the game. Inside, tipped. Mobley's got it. Mobley with the slam. That was a risky pass, but it worked. Jazz running the full court press. Loggins-Burl swings it in the corner. Salis. 3 will rattle home. With Roman Loggins-Burl drawing the double, he kicks it out. Great pass, great shot. 13-point lead with 1.5 minutes to go. It's not looking good for the Jazz as Keegan Murray is in for the floater. Utah continuing to run the press as Golden State calls a timeout. Somebody got hurt again. So on the inbound of the previous possession, you see Evan Mobley. As he's going for the rebound, Mobley hurts his shoulder. That's 5 separate players who have gotten injured in this game for both teams. That's got to be a record. And we'll talk about what that means once this one wraps up here in the next minute. Loggins-Burl with Trae Young all the way. Layup is good. 30 ball for Rolog here in the opener. Back to an 11-point game. Jazz still running the press. The paint is wide open, but so is Kajai Stokes for three. No good. Logan-Spurl the rebound. He says, I'll just score instead. 32 for Rolog, and that will do it. 127-114 your final. For an opening day October game, this was a really tightly defended physical matchup from both teams. I give the Jazz credit. They certainly played into our game, though, and we saw 5 guys ended up getting injured, which is sort of ominous to our play style. I don't think we're necessarily reckless or dirty, but with the amount of physicality, injuries are just bound to happen. And the last thing we need is for guys to get hurt in October. So I think we've got to maybe tone it down a little bit. I never thought I would say we're giving too much effort, but that's kind of the problem with this team right now. It works in the playoffs, but we can't do it in the regular season in Game 1. Our guard play was really, really efficient, and that was because of Trae Young, who really struggled defensively. Now, he had a great game offensively, 32 points, 8 assists, shot the ball well, but his defense throughout the entire game was a major liability. We picked on him the entire day. Opponents went 13 for 16 against him. What I like about the opener is that you can actually see all of these stats through just one game, so we know exactly how we did against him defensively, which obviously was quite good. If these two teams play in the playoffs, I feel like we would dominate them because Trae Young cannot match up with them. 32 for Roman Logan-Spurl, 28 and 8 for Salis, and then Stokes had 20. I wish we got a little more out of the front court. Not ideal having Mobley and Bona getting injured, though. And then for the Jazz, Trae Young played well. I thought Cody Williams and Martin Sifa played pretty solid games, but none of the other role players really stepped up for them offensively. Granted, they were without Nobles, but they now have 4 guys who are injured, and we have 3. We're not going to play Bona and Mobley through their injuries, although Mobley's only going to miss like a game or 2. His is really not that big of a deal. But for now, we're going to have Salis slide into the starting lineup. The bench is going to look a little bit iffy. The lack of shot creation with that unit is not ideal. We are going to give Romero Birkin some more run, see what we've got out of him. It's not ideal that all these injuries are coming right before we're about to play the best team in the league. The defending champion Brooklyn Nets on the road at the Barclays Center. Joel Embiid is already hurt and they haven't played. That's kind of funny. It's a minor injury for Embiid. He probably will be available for the game against us. As we get offered this trade from the Rockets, they've had Jaren Jackson for a week, and they already want to get rid of him. That's kind of funny. We're going to say no. So that'll bring us to this game here against the defending champion Brooklyn Nets. I really don't want to play back-to-backs because I want to get through the regular season quickly, but we have to play this game, right? They're the defending champions. They just stole our head coach. It's the Steve Kerr revenge game. So with all of those storylines, I feel like we've got to see how we match up against the champions, especially considering they stole the head coach who's been with this team for the last 15 years. So let's hop into game number 2 of the regular season. The Nets looking for their first win of the season. The Warriors 1-0 coming off a strong opening night victory against the Jazz, although we come into this game shorthanded. Evan Mobley's not going to miss many games. This might be the only one he is out for, but he will not play. Adem Bona, the backup center, is also out. I was really thinking our big depth was going to be a lot better than last year, and we are already without 2 of them by game 2. Jabari Springer usually plays well when he plays the 5, but he really struggles against the dominant offensive bigs. He struggled against Victor Wembanyama in the playoffs. Now he's going up against Embiid, who's not as good as Wemby. Obviously, he's a lot older. But Joel Embiid has not played basketball since Game 5 of the finals last year. He missed the last couple of games, and he missed the opener, so he should be very refreshed. Stokes with the quick steal. Logan-Spurl with the quick slam. The Warriors moving fast in transition. Hopefully we can make Steve Kerr regret his decision to leave us for the Nets. As Springer launches a dime for Stokes. Up and in with the layup. That looked awfully Mahomey. What a pass by Jabari Springer, one of the best passing bigs in the NBA. We didn't really use him as the on-ball playmaker that he was so good at in Game 1 against the Jazz, so hopefully we can use him a little bit more in that way today as Derek Whitehead hits the 3. Logan-Spurl with it, matched up with the reigning Finals MVP, Devin Booker. He gets it to Jabari Springer. Open triple is good. It's uncanny how much he looks like his father. I had to give him the goggles because otherwise they would be exact clones. Here's Devin Booker, throws up a triple. That one rattles home. Booker's Finals MVP gave us one of the all-time signature NBA moments with his step-back 3 in overtime with seconds left to beat the Spurs in Game 7. As Jabari Springer takes it all the way, he's off to a strong start with 5 early points. I noticed when Evan Mobley was out last year, I feel like Jabari Springer plays better offensively. And here he is again, gets by Cam Thomas for the dunk. I think Springer needs Evan Mobley there defensively because he's not some elite rim protector. But he plays a little bit more freely offensively with Mobley not in the game. As the three ball is good for Law against Burrell, the Warriors offense and defense playing really well early. Salis' pass tipped, caught, Kuminga, and one. Joel Embiid is called for the foul, as it is now 17-8. Golden State looking dominant early against the defending champs. Stokes with a no-look beauty, while against Burrell matched up with Cam Thomas. And this is just like playing against Trae Young. I think Cam Thomas is a little better defensively. He's a little bigger. But with our guards all being way bigger, we can easily pick on him. Salis matched up with an Embiid. Oh, this is light work. Salis with the reverse slam. He's been quiet. His first points of the game. I felt like Salis has earned the opportunity to be in the starting lineup when we have an injury, even though he is probably a more natural fit for the bench. As Kajai Stokes is in for the layup. Look at the score. It's 23-10. This has been a blowout up to this point. Devin Booker throws up a three, and it's good. I love how Devin Booker is taking the hardest shots, just like Game 7 of the Finals, and he's making them. He's aura farming, and it's working. 25-13. Booker layup is good. Solid contest, though, by Osborne Outeridge, who's going to get some reps at the 5 today when Jabari Springer's not in the game, because unlike the playoffs, we're not going to play him the entire night. It's Game 2 for crying out loud. Good three by Kajai Stokes, fading away like 3 steps beyond the line. Booker, pull-up triple is good. Another three for Devin Booker, who's really the only guy who's shown up tonight for the Nets offensively. Stokes looking for another three. That one rattles out. Embiid with the rebound, and here comes Brooklyn. Lazare Badiaga gets it to Khalil Jordan. Jordan with the slam! Khalil Jordan scored 31 points in their opening night loss. Former top 5 pick out of UConn. He's been used kind of as their 6th man. As the lob connects with Jabari Springer, who is 11-7 here in the first quarter. He's hooping so far against the Nets. Stokes gets it to Leonard Miller. Miller has an open man. Roman Loggins Burrell hits the three. I'm hoping Roman can be a little bit more consistent compared to last year from deep. He shot the ball pretty well from three, a lot better than his rookie year, but just more consistent on a game-by-game basis. As Badiaga is there with the slam. Peyton Pritchard gets it up to Jacoby Walter. Walter on the drive with the two-handed slam. Good dunk there by Jacoby Walter. He's got to play better inside the arc if his contract ends up being worthwhile. Khalil Jordan misses the three. Here comes Golden State. Darius, I just called him Darius Springer. I'm still used to it because they look too damn similar. Jabari Springer, my apologies, is in for the slam, and it is 41-24, a 17-point lead. Thomas looks to beat the buzzer, and he does. The three is good. That'll cut the lead to 14. Golden State looking for one more shot. It is intercepted, though, by Brandon Clark. That'll do it for a very impressive first quarter. We played really well on both ends of the floor. Jabari's got like 17 and 9 already. He has been dominant to start this game. It took him a full game, but he's back to business. Back to playing how he looked the final months of last year. Off the miss, Jordan in the corner, wide open. Cam Thomas for three. Everybody doubted Cam Thomas. They said he couldn't be a key piece on a finals team, and he proved everybody wrong last year. As Osborne Outeridge is there with the jam. Good play there by Outeridge, who I think is really going to improve offensively, even though he's not in the regular rotation. With injuries and such, I still expect him to play a lot this year. Devin Harbor open three is good. A really nice trade acquisition last year from Utah, who, of course, we just saw. Devin Harbor played a nice role off the bench for this Nets team last year as he is in for the layup. A guy who I really wanted to draft when he came out of Kansas. He went a few picks before us. We ended up with Antoine Salis, who I think is a little better than Harbor, so it worked out. As Cameron Thomas hits the triple, 48-40. The Nets, who were down by as many as 17, have brought it within 8. Thomas misses inside, though. Good defense by Walter. Outeridge, Kuminga, quick pass. Quick three is good for Kajai Stokes, who's got 11. 51-40. Here's Tristan Vukcevic, the Game 7 hero, who did not score in Game 7 of the Finals, but was dominant defensively against Wembanyama. He'll get the assist to Cam Thomas, who has 13 points in the first half. Joel Embiid, of course, did not play the final 2.5 games of the Finals. The Nets were able to survive without him, as Devin Harbor hits the three. Harbor won a national championship at Kansas, won a title here in Brooklyn. Every season he has not played for the Jazz in this series, he's won a title. I think that says a lot about Harbor and the Jazz, as Kajai Stokes is in for the floater. Harbor on the drive over Loggins-Burrell. It is good. A very impressive second quarter for Devin Harbor. He has been the guy with Devin Booker out of the game. Here is Osborne Outridge, 4.5 minutes on the drive. Layup is good, matched up with Harbor. A couple of Kansas Jayhawks, rock chalk, battling it out. Jonathan Kuminga's three is no good. Look at the score. The Nets are within 4. They can make it a one-score game here. Booker, Vukcevic, heavily contested, is good! We were up by 17 points with seconds left in the first quarter. 7 minutes later, the Nets are within 1. Romero Birkin, step back, jumper is good. The rookie, with his first career points, his ability to move with and without the ball is really impressive. It's just about the shot selection and efficiency as Booker attacks Birkin. I think Birkin's a very gritty, tough defender, but he's 6'2". He's small. He's not the guy we want matching up with Devin Booker. Stokes gets a nice screen by Springer, hits the three. 20 points in the first half for Kajai Stokes. 64-56, Cam Thomas with it. Thomas matched up with Stokes. Thomas on the drive, it's blocked! Springer with the stuff, he gets his 13th rebound of the first half, takes it all the way, in with the left, oh, he misses it! Gotta make that, especially off of that block. Lazare Badiaga with it, he gets it to Devin Booker. Booker, jumper, that one will take a shooter's touch in, and it's a 6-point game. Kajai Stokes with it, tries to drive ahead, pull-up jumper, no good. Joel Embiid with the rebound, final seconds of the first half. Booker gets it to Derek Whitehead. Whitehead, jumper is no good. Springer with rebound number 14. Final seconds now for Golden State. Springer tries to take it all the way with Badiaga. Pass is tipped over for Stokes. He's going to have to throw up a shot, and it is good! Kajai Stokes at the buzzer. A very impressive first half for Stokes, ends with 2 more points, if it counts. Because we've got to take a look at the replay. It was really close in real time. But yeah, I think he got it off with around 0.2 of a second. I think the initial ruling is that the shot did not count, but that is more than enough evidence to reverse the call. Why are we getting such a close-up look at Cam Thomas? Sure enough, the play would be reversed. The shot counts for Kajai Stokes, who was 22 in the first half. Jabari Springer with 17 and 14. Much like the end of the playoffs last year, it's those two guys leading the way. But this time, it's not because everybody else is injured. I do think the offense really slowed down, though, in the second quarter. We were flying up the floor in the first quarter in transition, and I think everybody's just a little bit tired out. So hopefully the halftime can give us a little bit more energy as we move into the third. Devin Booker around the screen. Booker, fadeaway three is good. D-Book had 17 points himself in the first half. Not very efficient from 2, but he did shoot the 3-ball pretty well. Zaylis in the corner, only 2 points. He's been quiet so far. We've got to get him going as he hits the triple. He was 1 for 4 in the first half, so it's not like he played well. He didn't. But it's also not like he was shooting us out of the game or anything. We've got to get him the ball more in the second half, though, because when he's hot, he is dangerous. Nice move, though, by Devin Booker. In for the dribble drive and the jam. 70-63. Booker pressured at the half court. Gets a little space, though. Loggins-Burrell unable to contest quick enough as the lead is within 4. Loggins-Burrell's got to make a better play there defensively, as here is Zaylis. Lofts it up. No good. Springer with the rebound, the putback, and the foul, and one. It's Jabari Springer's world. We're just living in it. 20 points and 16 rebounds for the big man. Zaylis, jumper, rattles home. Good shot there by Antoine, who's already getting the ball way more in the second half, just as we designed. I think he's the guy who can get us out of our slump, if you will, as Loggins-Burrell with a nice drive over Badiaga. Solid first half for Roman, not as good as Stokes, but he's got 15. Here's Devin Booker, already 10 points in the third, with the cross, the sauce, and the splash! Crosses up Roman Loggins-Burrell. What a move by Devin Booker, who now has 30. 79-73. Sidestep. Deep three is good. I think that's the exact spot on the floor that Devin Booker hit his game-winning three against the Spurs in Game 7. Zaylis trying to recreate that. Kuminga with the step back. Jumper is good. Another quiet start, much like the first game for Jonathan Kuminga. Devin Booker, another step back, this time over Pritchard, no good. Embiid with the rebound over Outeridge. Again, a couple of Kansas Jayhawks battling it out. A lot of Kansas influence in this game. Biasedly, I love to see it as Dariq Whitehead misses. Good contest by Jonathan Kuminga. Here comes Kuminga. It's a 5-on-4. Cam Thomas slow to get back. I wanted to find who was going to be open, but nobody got open in time. Cam Thomas is now back on the other end of the floor. We wasted a 5-on-4 opportunity, but now we've got to try to score on him, and it does not work! Lazare Badiaga with the snuff. And the Nets are going to call time, get Thomas out of the game. I think it is, ironically, a hip injury. Who's surprised? Devin Harbor in for the layup. Without Thomas, that means there's going to be more Harbor, which isn't necessarily bad news for the Nets, given how well he's played today. Jabari Springer with it, throws it up. No good. Leonard Miller with the rebound, has not scored yet today. Pritchard, Kuminga, Springer again, matched up with Embiid. He gets it over to Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga looking for the screen. He gets a good look from deep, and that one goes through. The Warriors back up by 10, even though the Nets had that big comeback all the way from 17-1. I love that we've been able to still sort of maintain control as Booker hits another three. His very good third quarter continues. Here is Salis with it. Inside, Springer, layup is good. Thank the Lord Devin Booker is out of the game. They do have some really good bench scoring with Harbor and Jordan, but it's not Devin Booker, as Harbor is in for the layup yet again. 14 points tonight for Devin Harbor, most of which have been inside. He's done a really good job of driving to the basket. Going to look to do so again, matched up with the much smaller Romero Birkin, and that one is good despite a nice contest by Springer. Wasn't a bad defensive possession, just a really good play by Devin Harbor. Here is Springer across the floor. Kajai Stokes for three. That one is no good. Very quiet third quarter for Stokes. He had 22 in the first half, nothing here in the third. Cam Thomas back in the game. Birkin jumps way too early. Could have easily been a foul. Not the best play there by Birkin. As you can see, he's got some work to do defensively, as it's 91-88 going into the fourth. We still look sluggish offensively there in that third quarter. We can't let that happen in the fourth or else we're going to be in trouble. Embiid is in with the layup, and we are back within one. 91-90. Here is Dariq Whitehead. That one is no good. Nice defense by Osborne Outeridge. Here comes Golden State. Outeridge looks to put the ball on the floor, takes it all the way, and he is denied! Joel Embiid with the block. Outeridge will inbound it for Golden State as he has Salis. Wide open shot is good. That's a three. 11 points in the second half for Salis. It's like we can't have him and Stokes both playing well. Stokes was great in the first half. Salis was great in the second half. As Harbor makes the layup, that's now 18 points for Devin Harbor, 12 of which have been in the paint. Salis, wide open, makes another. His second corner three in about a minute, as it's 97-92. Harbor brings it up for the Nets. Harbor gets a good look, and that one will fall. Devin Harbor and Antoine Salis, the Season 1 draftees, are dueling right now. Whitehead for three, and the lead. Brooklyn on top for the first time tonight. The 17-point lead has officially been blown by Golden State. Loggins-Burl inside. Springer with the slam. 24-18 for Jabari Springer. As the shot is no good, Loggins-Burl with the rebound. We need him to heat up. He's been quiet in the second half. Here is Salis looking for the screen. Sidestep for three. Il est enfui. C'est lui. That means he is on fire. He is him in French. 2-point game. Stokes looking to beat the buzzer. Throws it up, and it is good. Kajai Stokes finally with his first points of the second half, and it could not have come at a better time. 104-100. Badiaga out to Harbor. Open three is good. Devin Harbor will not miss himself. Here is Roman Loggins-Burl on the drive. He's doubled. Miller wide open. Big time three. His first points of the game, as it's a 4-point, making a 2-point lead. Khalil Jordan. That one is no good. Would have put the Nets ahead. Springer with the rebound, his 20th. Looks to take it all the way. Has it stripped by Harbor. And here comes Brooklyn in transition. Lazare Badiaga for the tie as Jabari Springer stays on the other end of the floor, grabbing at his wrist. We really had one of the deepest big rooms in the NBA. And the entire room is depleted with injury by the second game of the year. As that shot is no good. Brooklyn looking to put themselves ahead. Golden State without Springer, who's been our best player for the rest of the game. Badiaga, jumper no good. Miller with the board. Here comes Golden State in transition. That one is stolen away, though, by Booker. It was tipped by Thomas. Jordan with it. On the drive, matched up with Stokes. For the lead, it is good. So with Mobley, Springer, and Bona all out, I guess Jonathan Kuminga and Osborne Outeridge are our only options for the 5. Shot no good for Thomas. Badiaga, second chance, no good. Embiid, third chance, is good. With no Jabari Springer, rebounding is going to be a lot harder. He's the best rebounder on the team. Rolog, the lob. Kuminga cannot punish Badiaga with the slam. One-on-one, Thomas and Stokes. Now Booker drives to the lane, is in for the layup, and the Nets are up by 4. A collapse from Golden State down the stretch. 3-point game now. Embiid to Badiaga, out to Tariq Whitehead. Matched up with Salis. Gets the screen from Badiaga. Inside with the slam. Lazare Badiaga. Another one of Antoine Salis' close French friends. The two of them again in the same draft class. Embiid, second chance, no good. Loggins-Burrow with the rebound. Here comes Golden State under a minute to go. On the drive with the poster over Devin Booker. And the lead is within 1. Booker throws up a prayer. I don't know why he took that shot, and it's no good. 42 seconds left. Stokes, the cross, hands it off for Kuminga. Back up Stokes. Pump fake. Salis for the lead. It's good! Antoine Salis with the release. 2-point game. Booker ties it at 117. Quick response for the Nets. Under 30 to go. Golden State can put themselves ahead. Loggins-Burrow on the drive. Layup is no good. He wanted to go for the quick one. It doesn't happen. Booker in transition. Nets not going to use a timeout here. Booker, guarded by Kuminga, was expecting the shot. Has to get in front of him. Booker on the drive. It is good. Loggins-Burrow was smothering him by the end of that possession. But Devin Booker is able to get it to go. He has 41 points. And we're going to call time with 7.6 seconds. What's the game plan here? Do we look for the tie or do we look for the win? I think we've just got to go for the best shot possible, whether it is a 2 or it is a 3. I want to keep the floor spaced as much as possible. If we had Springer in the game, we could keep him closer to the basket to try to get a rebound, but we don't. There's no way we're going to get a second chance opportunity here. So because of that, I want everybody as far apart as possible. That way everyone can get space. Maybe we can find a mismatch to drive to the basket with. Maybe there's going to be a double and we get someone open from 3. We have options and flexibility here. Walter in the game, he inbounds it for Loggins-Burrow. He gets the double. Stokes wide open for the lead. No good. Booker the rebound. He is fouled by Loggins-Burrow. And unfortunately for us, there's still another foul to give. So the Nets, rather than go to the line, are going to get to inbound it with 0.8 seconds left. That final possession was executed perfectly. The shot just didn't go in. That's as good of a look as we could have wanted for Kajai Stokes. He's got to make the shot. So with 0.8 seconds, we've just got to foul as quick as possible, and we get to Booker with 0.2. I don't think it's physically possible for us to win this game now, regardless of what Booker does at the line. First one is good. I don't think you can heave up a shot in 0.2 seconds. I think it's deemed as physically impossible. Second one is good as well. We will call a timeout, but the only way we could win is if we heave up a 3, we make it, we get the foul, and we do all that in 0.2 of a second. I'm pretty sure that is mathematically impossible unless we volleyball spike the ball into the air and it goes in and we draw the foul. Is that even allowed? I don't know if you can even do that. So in other words, I don't think it's going to happen. And it looks like this game is a lost cause. I guess we will try to score here on the inbound nonetheless. Salis, not even a 3. And it is good, but it won't count. He did not get it off in time, and that will do it. The Warriors led by as many as 17 points. Granted, it was in the first quarter. It was not as bad as the Knicks Game 1 choke against Indiana. I'm recording this the morning after the Knicks game, so for all I know, they might be up in the series by the time I upload this. That was an enjoyable hate watch, I will say. But nonetheless, it's not the point. We did not play a very good game after the first quarter. The offense was slow, they were sluggish, and they were not efficient after the first, where we really started the game well. And I think Kajai Stokes is kind of the epitome of that. He had 20 points in the first half. He was playing really well. And then he really slowed down. He had a wide open look for the win, and he missed it. So even though he had 26 points, I don't think he played that good of the game. 24 and 20 for Springer. He was our best player. Salis with 20 in the second half. He was on fire from deep. Loggins-Burl all around played a pretty good game. Kuminga was kind of quiet, though, and we did not get much from the depth. Devin Booker at 41. Devin Harper at 26 in 19 minutes. Those guys are absurd. Thomas had 17. Embiid had 24 rebounds as the Nets get their first win of the year. So we're going to simulate a few weeks here. As I said, I want to get through the start of the season pretty quickly. I'm kind of targeting this Spurs game. I don't know if we're going to play it because we've played against the Spurs so much in this series, but I think that would be a good stopping point. So Jabari Springer has broken his wrist. He'll be out for about a month. Not ideal. So the good news is Evan Mobley's pretty much back. So we're going to slide him back in at the 5, and I guess Osborne Outeridge will be the backup. The Rockets really want Jonathan Kuminga. I don't know why. The Pistons offered us an even worse trade with Roman Loggins-Burl. Obviously said no. And I think we're going to stop a week before the Spurs game. We're 6-5. We've been kind of mediocre. We started really slowly. Nearly lost to the Pelicans. Nearly lost to the Sonics. We did lose to the Suns, who are quite bad. And we lost to the Nuggets, who were bad last year and got worse in the offseason. We have played better over the last week, 153 points against OKC. And I think the biggest positive I can give is every one of our main guys is playing well. We do not have a number one, but we have 6 players averaging at least 17. Granted, Springer's only played in 2 games. The problem is the depth has been kind of bad other than Leonard Miller, who hasn't been all that efficient to begin with. But Walter and Birkin are really not shooting the ball well. We had the 4th least amount of points per game offensively, which isn't that much of a surprise. I mean, we are a physical team. We give more effort on defense than anyone. But we are second to last in bench points and bench points percent, only behind the Huskies, who are 0-10. They are really, really bad. So when the only team in the conversation with us is the Huskies, there's a problem. Granted, our best bench player, Antoine Salis, has only come off the bench once this year, but we still need everyone to step up. Now, luckily, the West has not been that good this year. We're only 2 games out of first place. We're 11 games in. We shouldn't be worrying about the standings. But the East has been a lot better than the West, specifically the Knicks, who have been really good this year with Ja and Jalen Williams. So that's where we're going to wrap things up. We clearly have some things to figure out. I think with all the injuries and the issues we've had offensively and with the bench, it's kind of clear we need to make some changes in terms of our play style. I was hoping the beginning of the year would be a breeze for us because we're returning the same group as last year. We have chemistry. We had a really easy schedule through the first 3 weeks of the year. It's going to get harder with the Spurs and the Wolves coming up. So I feel like we didn't take advantage of what could have been a nice 8-3, 9-2 start. And hopefully we can clean things up as Springer and Bona are both set to return pretty soon. That'll wrap up the episode, though. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.